Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Besties, I'm going to add a segment to my reviews. Tell you what I'm talking about. Last week, after I reviewed Salt Lake City, I'm just minding my business. A day or two later, I'm getting dressed, and it hit me. Oh, you remember when Bronwyn brought those gifts? Da 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 da. So I'm gonna do a segment. It's gonna be called "You Know What." This will be my little something like when I think about something after I've done the review. I'm gonna come back the following week and do a "You Know What" if I remember something. So what I remembered was Bronwyn has a problem with Lisa when she doesn't do what she wants her to do, right? And they both probably think that way. Bronwyn started some of this stuff. Some of the stuff that happens to her from Lisa, by Lisa, because of Lisa, like this is, hear me out. So Bronwyn called Lisa to ask her, can she bring the ladies some gifts? Lisa said, oh no, girl, you ain't got to do that. This is my trip. Let me do what I'm going to do. I got gifts. I'm good. I got everything I need. You just come. I'm inviting you. I'm the host. Don't worry about it. You already did your trip. It's my turn. So Bronwyn brings the gifts anyway. That can make anyone feel like you don't listen. You trying to step on my toes. You trying to kind of steal my shine. You just won't stop. You know, why did you call me to ask if I told you no and you did it anyway? So Bronwyn was on, I believe it was Watch What Happens Live. And she was just like, oh, I just brought them because I always come to something with a gift. I never go anywhere empty handed. Okay, bet. But you called her and then she said something like, I mean, who's going to tell you, yes, bring a gift or something? But it was like, it doesn't matter. You communicated what you did right. She told you don't bring them and you brought them anyway. You're in the wrong. So I'm not justifying Lisa's actions. You know that. But it's like, I see why people can kind of like, don't come to your defense. Like you can't step on people's toes and expect them to be there for you. Like you don't even listen, you know. And I was thinking of something else. Something else. And it's like, if you wanted to see, so she says, I don't ever not bring a gift. Well, you didn't have to on a trip. And if you wanted to gift something, maybe you should have gave Lisa a gift. Like for thank you for inviting me. This is for you being a host. Give her a hostess a gift. But don't do that. So I kind of see why that kind of got started. And it's not because of that, but that has a lot to, that was a layer of why Lisa treats you the way she does. That's just a layer. So anyway, okay, so y'all. So Meredith, right? You know, she's throwing up and crying and all that stuff. Is Meredith pregnant? Not by Seth, but pregnant. You know, the throwing up is the pregnancy part, and the crying is because it's not Seth's baby. Like, what's up? Is this it could be a menopause baby. I'm about to Google how old Meredith is. Oh, she's 53. She just had a birthday, December 15th. Happy birthday. I mean, you can still get pregnant at 53 if you got a period, huh? Okay, maybe, maybe not. Welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I recap your favorite reality shows weekly. And now let's get into some kiki and a ha ha and get into another episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. It's season 5, episode 14, La Vida Loca. Perfect title. Couldn't have thought of anything else. I love it. Let's do it. Besties, do you like the title of the episode? I'm going to assume you do. How about you rate this week's episode? You know me, it's a 10. It's going to always be a 10. These girls are bringing it. And it's episode 14. So Oh, is this I wonder if this season is gonna last as long as Orange County, because I believe they went into 17 episodes with a 3-part reunion, which brought them up to 20 episodes. But I'm here for it because this might be my favorite. You drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this week's episode. Don't forget to like my video. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on, because when I ring your bell, ding dong, please answer. Okay? And then that way you are notified each and every time I post content. Now let's do it. Whitney takes Angie and Heather to the pool to do water aerobics. So much fun. It loosens up your joints. You can move. It's great exercise, right? So she does this because it's a habit, little custom for Justin. You know, he makes the family do it with the retirees every time they go on a trip. I was like, okay, Whitney, I see you age, you on some ageism mess. So I Googled these ages, right? Okay, Whitney's 38. So she's a little patty, you know. Heather and Angie are 50. So I see it. There's a 12-year gap. These are her aunties. But you didn't have to do that. You did not have to do that, Whitney. Just shady. Well, we do like a little shade, but that's why that was the first key. So they in the water. Angie has a 0 rhythm, but it's like most of y'all don't have any, but I guess Whitney does since she's calling it out. So afterwards, they sit and they talk. And I'm gonna get back to Justin. Maybe did y'all hear that Whitney and Justin may be separated? Did I hear that in those YouTube streets, y'all? Ooh, boom, 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 boom. Dang. What happened, I wonder? We will find out. I'll let y'all know. So afterwards, the girls sit and they talk about Bronwyn's dog bites. Now, you know she got towed up by some dogs. And I don't understand that. This girl has 6 boxers. Like, where were your dogs at? What were they doing? They just letting you get mauled by a pack of wolves? Are they out there playing with their homies? What were they? Honey, I don't want a boxer. You are supposed to be protecting me. Those dogs, no dog should have been able to come within reach of me. Okay, so Bronwyn told them how Todd did not take her bite serious. He told her, oh, you just, blah, 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 Colin Wolf just overreacting, right? So she had to get Gwen to call Todd's assistant to pull him out of a meeting to let him see that she was in the ER and she had been bitten all up and down her leg and her arms. I don't even know how she was on this trip, not limping, not greasing the wounds, not using, I guess she's on the healing mend, and God bless her, but baby, I know that hurt. Shh, child. Heather hasn't seen Todd's obsession for Bronwyn, like Lisa said. He's supposed to be so in love with her. And so in Heather's point of view, she said all he does is disrespect her. And she's supposed to, treat him like a king, and and she should just be lucky to have him, right? Now, Angie says, she feels for Bronwyn. Heather relates to them because Todd reminds her of her ex-husband and how she was being mistreated in her marriage. They were not in love. It was just a facade of what a good marriage should look like, right? Very religious driven. So the gifts that Lisa brought to the ladies were in a canvas bag, and the bag said Vida only on them. Later on in this episode, we'll see sweatshirts that say Vida only on the back with their names on the front. So what we do know is that she had caps, like trucker caps, because Heather had hers on the yacht when they're getting ready to go on a yacht. And so I believe it said Vida only or something, whatever. You know what? Okay, Vida, I guess this was a trip you sponsored. We're promotion. We get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. And it's like, is this like a little reaction to Todd's comment about her tequila being mediocre? Is she letting it be known? No, boo boo. No, boo boo. It's top notch, boo boo. And when your wife gets home, she's going to have a cap, sunglasses, a canvas tote, a sweatshirt, some socks, and a towel, and a spoon, and a cup holder with all my stuff on it. So the ladies are headed to have a yacht day, and Meredith is on the back of the van looking like child she'd have been ran over by a Mack truck. And it seems like something is wrong. Brittany hears Brittany heard her crying and throwing up last night. So Angie had to help Meredith get off the van. She looked like she didn't even change her clothes from the last night. She still got on her party dress, still got on these tall heels. She can't walk. She is just going through it. It's just like, can you just go buy some flip-flops? Okay, so they get to the yacht. They get on the yacht. It's going to be a good day. They're dancing and drinking and having a good time. And the name of the yacht is called The Best Day. So they're trying to put that into the universe to have a good day. Well, they're dancing. So Bronwyn can't dance. She knows it. Whitney does a Madonna Vogue dance. I guess they're trying like to do like a not a Soul Train line, but more of a like a catwalk. So she does Madonna. They kind of play the Vogue song. Brittany doing hip hop. She's kind of grooving a little bit. And the song sounds like the Heavy D song back when I was in high school. I want somebody to love me for me. That song. It was that song. You can't tell me it wasn't. Then Lisa, what else? Who else? Anybody else? So then Lisa tells them how Henry is adjusting because Jack, his older brother, has left. He's on a mission in Colombia, and now Jack is for Henry is home alone. And so she's telling the girls how he is now making friends. He is blossoming. I can't remember how old he is, but I believe he's in middle school. And I think he just started middle school. So maybe he's just out here. Middle school starts at sixth grade. So what is that, like 12? Oh, Henry's only like 12? Oh, okay. So he's having company come over now. He's going to the movies with his friends. Oh my goodness. She is so excited for him. Then Brittany says, well, I told y'all about my daughter, Olivia, how me and her are reconnecting again, and no one said anything. She's referring to last week. It was crickets. So they still looking at her like, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you're getting crickets again. Stop begging people to like you. So Bronwyn says, well, the difference is I know Henry. And Angie says, like, she's being rude by turning this moment that was about Henry onto her. And it's like, oh goodness. So Brittany says her feelings are hurt. Her feelings are hurt. Crickets again. And so none of you are supportive about the good things in my life. Well, I guess they're tired of you always talking about Jared. And did you guys notice this whole episode? We did not hear his name at all. OMG. We did not hear his name. We did not see that he called. He wasn't on a FaceTime, a text, an email, a telegram, nothing. So refreshing. So she said, it's a big deal for me because I don't get to see my kids every day like you guys. And so Bronwyn asked, and this was a good question. She said, well, do you like the idea of telling us that you have an announcement? Because, Brittany always has an announcement, right? And most of her announcements are about Jared. So she said, do you like the idea of telling us about your announcement or the idea of seeing your daughter? What? So so Brittany just says, Bronwyn, you are an effing BIT beep. And I'm like, well, Brittany, answer the question. Which one is it? Do you like the idea of having an announcement, or you like the idea of seeing your daughter? Come on, answer the question. So she calls her out her name. Nobody says nothing, and let's just stop. I was taken aback by that because at my big age, I'm not going to be in a group of women out on a yacht in Mexico with my cute cover up, my swimsuit with my boob job and all the work that I get done. We out here having a good time dancing and drinking. You're not going to sit here and just cuss somebody out in front of my face. And I'm not going to say anything. I just thought that was so fake that nobody was like, I mean, you can't just call, in my world, you just can't call somebody a BI in front of a whole bunch of people and no one reacts to it. Like it just nothing. Nothing. So Brahma looks at Lisa, honey, and she asks her, do you have anything to say? I was like, it's getting, girl, this show ain't been on but 2 minutes. It is already cracking. Okay. I'm here for it. 10, 10, 10. So it's like this chick just called me out my name and you just gonna let her, you just gonna sit there. Um, where is the don't call her that, friend? You know, I'm like, I'm not hanging. What is happening? I'm not gonna let somebody just call you out your like, girl, like, don't bring that energy here. We are grown, right? We are happy to be here. Stop it. We are in Mexico. I didn't fly, girl, I'm the first one. I didn't fly out here for this. That would have been me. You tell her you sorry before we whoop your butt and push you over this, over the edge of this ship. And put you, girl, what? So, and so, you know, I'm thinking that Brahman is thinking because if the tables were turned, Lisa, you would run this into the ground. Like I wouldn't be able to live this down that that girl is talking to you crazy and I didn't defend you. That's where Brahman is coming from, right? Nothing from Lisa. She just sitting there. And you know, Lisa's not, it's not too many times you can shut her up, but she is quiet. And so, you know, it continues. So Brahman is on her soapbox. She's like, you know, we have been friends for 10 years. You let this woman call me a gold digger. I'm terrifying. I'm two-faced. I'm not a girl's girl. I'm a trophy wife. I'm a dumb BIT beep. And so Lisa says, you know, I'm not responsible for defending anybody. Okay, girl. Brahma says they have had multiple private conversations. I've come to you to talk about this mess. And so I will chime in, but this is BS. I have stuck up for you in every situation. Of course you have. I am mentally exhausted. Nothing's good enough for you, Bronwyn. I'm trying to be a good friend to you. And so Brahma says, well, except when I say, like, I just don't feel close to you. And I just don't think you care, Lisa. More silence. So in Lisa's confessional, she says, you know, you are a big girl, Brahman. Why every time you in a fight, I have to be in one too? I don't expect you to be in my fights because you would have no friends. Trust me. And so Brahman is like, so she takes it up more. Like Brahman is like, let me clock in and get this overtime and this Christmas bonus, honey. She was like, has anyone ever asked me about myself? Heather said, well, we never knew that bothered you. What? You didn't, Heather, let's not even get started on you, honey. And so Brown is like, you know, it's hard. And it's like, where did this even come from? We're talking about what's going on between you and Brittany. And Brown is like, I got a bone to pick with you, Lisa. Let's get into it. So then she just takes it and figures out, let me be transparent. Very transparent moment. So she was like, you know, it's hard to be a stepmom. It's hard being married to someone who's older than you and successful. And then I ain't gonna talk about the cheating. You know, they say infidelity. I'm paraphrasing. And so Lisa's, Heather's, and Whitney's mouths dropped open. They were in shock. They could not believe it. some of these haters on this ship, they don't know what to say because they had it in their minds that this girl had it all together. She wears all the fine couture clothes and can go anywhere and got this older guy and he's rich and she could do whatever. And she got these dogs and this one daughter and all of that. And she has no problems and she's not human and she doesn't feel and, and all that, right? They could not believe it. So Angie was telling Angie told Brittany, shh, that don't you say nothing. Because you know, you sit next to somebody, you can feel them. She probably could tell that Brittany was getting ready to say something. So she shushed her like, shh, let her talk. Don't say nothing. It's like, let the somber music play, Brittany. It's a part of the show. So the music is playing. So Whitney goes into podcast host mode. So how did you find out? So nothing about anything else but the cheating. Nothing about, oh, well, how many grown kids does he have? Is it hard because y'all the same age? Nothing about, being married to an older man. Everybody's going straight to the infidelity. So how did you find out? So it was a family trip that they were on. He was texting some old skank on his iPad instead of his phone, trying to look busy, And Gwen went to him to tell him something, and she saw it. She was looking over his shoulder and saw it. And so, what did he say to you after Gwen told you? He said it was a fatal flaw. He's never satisfied. And Heather ain't trying to hear none of that. Heather's like, it's not his fault. No. Bronwyn said it's not his fault. Heather ain't trying to hear any of this. And Bronwyn's like, you're used to what you're used to and you like what you like. Lisa thought they were the perfect couple. And that's why she been hating on Bronwyn. That her, Heather, Meredith, they all hating because they kind of, miserable. I don't think Angie is hating. Brittany she's in the cloud. She don't even know how to hate. And Mary got her own stuff. So she says that's why you treated her like crap because you're jealous. Yes, Lisa. So they're like, well, what did he say? He brought he bought me a promise ring with 5 diamonds on it, and then he made me 5 new promises and she said that these promises is what he should have told her at their wedding. But she never told us what those 5 promises were. I'm like, somebody need to ask. Hello, Whitney, y'all over here asking questions. Ask her, what were the 5 promises? Okay, I think I have it, besties. I will not cheat on you. 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 Okay, we got it. And so Bronwyn is like, Todd works 3,000 miles away, 5 days a week. So she's always wondering if she's going to be good enough for him, just like how she doesn't seem good enough for these ladies. And it's like, no. So wait, let's back up. So when Bronwyn was explaining about the jewelry, about the ring, the 5 diamonds, here go Lisa. Oh, that's nice. Child, Heather looked at Lisa like, no, it's not, B.I. And Lisa is so materialistic, and so on the surface. Oh, he bought you a ring. That's nice. No, it's not. Let's address the cheating, heifer. But she's team Todd father. Oh, that's nice. Child, Heather gave her a look like, girl, no, it is not. So Heather apologizes to Brown, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. And so Meredith's like, well, maybe he's not vested because you're guarded against him. What? Shut up, Meredith. Why don't you figure out who your baby daddy is? How about that? With your half-married self. Ugh. What does this word say behind the music? Okay. So Whitney says Meredith and Lisa are so cringy because they are on Todd's side. And when she said, what we need to be saying right now is F him. heard that, Brit. I'm gonna. Who is Brittany? I heard that, Whitney. She's like, they are so cringy. They are on Todd's side. You know, it's like, what? So Bronwyn says she lives and breathes Todd. She loves him, but she knows that he means more to her than she means to him, baby. And that's a problem. Right then and there, I'm like, Bronwyn and Todd are not going to make it. I bet you. They were on Watch What Happens Live with Melissa Gorga, and Todd and Joe were in the audience. And Todd is not here for this. He's making it seem like he ain't tripping and it's all good. So he said then that he did not watch this episode. He doesn't really watch the show. He's not really into it. But he knows because she said after that scene, she's, when they got back to the room that day, she said she called him and told him. And it's like, Brahma, we already see it. It might not be next season if you come back, but you're leaving. We already know this. We already know this cycle. We've seen it on Love and Marriage Huntsville. we just know the cycle. You're leaving him because how it's getting old. And then I also heard that did we cover that Bronwyn does Broadway plays? And I think she's done 3 already. Well, she's doing another one right now. So Bronwyn's getting her money together. She's trying to get some stuff established because she about to bounce. And I was thinking, in Utah, can't you have more than one wife? Because if Todd is spending 5 days he's in New York or somewhere, girl, you already know it's somebody else somewhere. I know Todd got some other stuff going. He ain't fooling me. Because what else? When you have money, what else are you going to do? All you got to do is buy the girl a ring. That ain't nothing. Like, child, Brahma, you should have told him to go buy you an island in your name. What is a ring going to do? But it might be of value. So, Okay, Brahma says she just doesn't feel seen by these women, and she feels isolated because no one in her life gets her. She just wants someone to get her. She's not good with her mom, and I think that is the problem. Right there, if your foundation is not right, you're not going to be able to get along with nobody. Like, when you don't have that good relationship with your mother, you just look at Mary. She don't have a good one with her mother, and she just is, it's important to have that foundation of love with your mom. I mean, you got to have it with one of your parents. It got to be, well, even if you have it with your daddy or not, you will still survive. But that mother, it is important. And there's so many people that don't have it. Look at Mia Thornton. Look at Marie on Bell Collective. Look at who else has an issue? I had somebody else in my mind. Mia, Marie, like Raquel on New York. It's just important. Wasn't Cy and her mom a little shaky on shaky grounds too? And I'm not talking about like you got to be best friends and get along all the time, but you just have to have that foundation. You don't have to be besties, but it's just good. You got to have a relationship. It's important. I know, just because I've met some people in my life that wasn't cool with their mothers, and they turn out not to be cool. Like they will. And this reminds me of Bronwyn. Just thinking about this person. She will gift you to death. She gonna always bring you stuff, have the best presents, do all the things. It's like a cover-up, I'm thinking. But in the end, they will get you in and they will just abuse you. Girl, I have to cut that girl loose. Like, this is crazy. It's just crazy. So anyway, she's saying like she doesn't have it with her mom. She says she's losing her dad. And we don't know what that means. So I'm assuming his health is declining. And then Gwen is getting ready to leave her and go to college. And so she thought Lisa was introducing her to this tribe of women that can, replace the love that she doesn't have, and she can reunite and get acquainted and build a sisterhood with these women. But no. uh-uh. And so now Brahma just feels like she's not good enough for anyone. And oh my gosh, no, don't say that, Brahma. Don't say it. So in this moment, all these jealous women are just sitting there hating themselves. They are speechless. They, they're never not short of something to say, but they don't have nothing to say. They are sitting there in awe. They can't believe what they just heard. Brahman has blown their minds. They have never been so transparent on this show. Brahman is this called breaking the fourth wall? I don't know, but I like how I wanted to say it. And it's just, they just sitting there. They don't know what to say. So deep, right? And it was so like, Brahma just kind of like, maybe it's the way the show was edited, but it just came out of nowhere. Like, wait a minute, how did we get here? So Heather tells Brahman that, stop talking bad about yourself, beating yourself up. She says, we've all been through stuff and she said, all the things that you've been through that have made you tough, that has gotten you here, and you're a survivor. And she said, but you know what? You don't need to be tough anymore. Maybe you don't need that anymore. You've grown from it, and what was working for you before is not working for you anymore. And you are allowed to ask for more. From Todd. You are allowed to ask for more. And if he's not treating you like the queen that you are, I was like, you better, Heather, you better preach. You come on, Rashawn Patterson. Treat you like a queen. You should be stepping. Okay. Y'all better go get that second album. What was it called? Something Boy. It's on that album. I can't think of it. And I'm supposed to be his number one fan. I ought to be ashamed. And I'm still trying to remember. What is the name of the album? Loves. Anyway, get focus. Okay. So if he's not treating you like a queen that you are, you can move on. Heather said, you don't owe him anything. Child, you got that right. Because if you leave him, he's going to be owing you. I love it for Broadway because there is no prenup. So Heather, the one who had an issue with him not having one, is giving you the license to leave and take your money. Are you listening? Take the money. Take the money. So on Watch What Happens Live, Brahma really liked that Heather came to her, had her back. And she said, I listened to some of the advice. Of course, you're not ready to go yet because Todd is probably doing good. When you have a little, bump in the road, things be good for a minute, at least a year and a half until the stuff shows up again. And then it's like, you just got to get tired of it. But she's going to store your advice and put it in her back pocket, Heather. But good for you, Heather. I like that. But, good for you, Heather, because you've been talking a lot of smack. Have y'all noticed all those confessionals? I cannot wait to this reunion. If Andy if he just plays all of Heather's confessionals, child, it would be a war on that stage. That's all I'm trying to say. So, and the way Heather knows is because it happened to her in her marriage. So Bronwyn chooses Todd and likes that Heather poured into her. Then here come Meredith. Here come the pregnant lady. Her and Seth nearly was divorced. Everyone has their capacities, and maybe he can't show it to you the way you need to receive it yet. Shut up and go book your abortion. Shut up, Meredith. So Angie, she got her story. Sean is a lot like Todd. She said he was a perfectionist. He is too much pressure. He can't never stop wanting one business. He wants another. Because they have, what, 10 salons? He gets a salon. He wants another one. He gets another one. He wants another one. And honey, Angie says she tired and she old. Angie is 50 years old. She wants to sit down. Okay. We're tired. So she says, marriage is imperfect and it's a lot. Meredith asks, is that why you have so many dogs? She tried to make light of it, but whatever, Meredith. So Brittany asked her for a hug. Can I hug you? And they hug. So getting off the yacht, Lisa says, ooh, that she said, Todd, when he sees this, he is gonna lose his mind. Girl, shut up. Todd don't care because he got a whole family on the East Coast. So they are back at their villas and they're eating. So Brittany, Lisa, and Meredith, they're together in Villa 1. Meredith feels better, thank God. And you notice that Brittany kept asking her, is she okay? Are you okay? Why do you keep like she asked her that like 3 or 4, not 4, maybe 3 times this episode? Are you okay? And it's like, are they really friends? And it's like, she just put you out. No, she kicked Lisa out. No, she kicked Angie out. Okay, she did come for Brittany and like, oh, don't, oh, okay. She put Angie's butt out. Okay, because I'm like, why does Brittany keep asking Meredith, is she okay? But I guess she's just checking on her. She's the one that heard her barfing and crying, so I guess she wants to make sure. Maybe she's just compassionate like that. Maybe. So over at the other villa, Angie, Bronwyn, and Whitney feels Lisa doesn't know how to listen. Angie feels like Lisa isn't supporting Bronwyn, and she agrees. She's making her feel uncomfortable, but nothing overtly wrong. Heather comes by and sits down with them, and she says, Bronwyn feels like the 3 of them were very supportive of her. She feels like Meredith said that's all that he can do, and you need to be fine with it, And he's like, this because, and he's like that because you're so guarded about it. And so Whitney's outlook is she was being vulnerable and they defended the cheater. And so Whitney's like, I think they're triggered. Either like they've been through this or they've been accused of it. And she said, in the street is they both have been accused of cheating. Heather says they've been on that side of it and they speak to the cheater and they want to be forgiven. Okay. So I'm glad Heather said something. So in case anything that they're saying gets back to, anything in Villa 2 gets back to Villa 1, at least Heather can be thrown under the bus too. Yes. So y'all either need to shut up or all of y'all gonna be at war. It's gonna be Lisa versus Heather. Okay. So Bronwyn brings up how Lisa supports Gwen's grandparents. That she's just all about the facade of things. Like, oh, they're so beautiful, and Gwen's dad is handsome, and they're so wealthy, and their house is beautiful. And so Bronwyn just doesn't agree with any of this. Like, so what? And to me, I'm just finding it hard. How can you be friends with Lisa for so long when you don't get along with these important people that have abandoned you and your daughter? And she's okay with them. Like, I don't see how you can even really be friends with someone like that. Whitney says Lisa is surface level. And those images are very important to her. The labels, the look, the facade of things. So, honey, child, Mary M. Cosby arrives. Finally, come on, girl. Hurry up and get on up in here. So Robert Jr. is headed to rehab, and we know he did his time and he got out. And we also know that the, quote unquote wife, she's still in there, girl. She's still in there. So she goes over to Villa 1. Okay, so first when she comes through, the butler has her champagne. She declines it because she got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, Mary, we didn't need to know that. Just decline. You didn't have to tell that man you had to go in the bathroom. So Villa One, they wanted to know where she's been and why she's so late and why she didn't come yesterday. And you know, because they don't know about Robert Jr., right? So she's not telling them. So she's like, you know, I thought about it and looked and so where Angie at? It was like, what? Okay, girl. So she went in there, saw Angie, they hugged, because you know, you need your friends, you know. And I liked about it is that they didn't have to, you know, no words needed to be said. It was just, I understand, I see you, I see your face, I feel you, I know what you're going through. Maybe they text, you don't know, but that hug, that was real. They are real friends. So, honey, at dinner, the theme is Vida. Big letters, sweatshirts on the chairs. The whole bar is just Vida. Oh, blah. Okay, okay. We're doing La Vida Loca. So, child, we learned Lisa's tequila is made in the highlands of Mexico somewhere where the soil makes the best pintas, which makes the best tequila. Vida means life. Dorke dorke. Thank you for that. And you know that was geared towards Todd for calling her tequila mediocre. Everyone's eating but Mary. She's like, where my food at? So Lisa's like, well, what did you order? You know, the mozzarella and tomatoes, and it's called caprese or something like that. And, you know, Lisa's correcting her because she doesn't know the Italian word for that particular salad. Shut up, Lisa. And she said, and I ordered the pastrami soup. Everybody like, the what? Meredith is like, you ordered the pastrami soup. What is that? I never heard of that. Have you? Oh, I don't know. And so Heather in her confessional is like, I love soup. I know all about soup. This soup, that soup, that soup, that soup, but I ain't never heard of. And so Angie's like, minestrone. And she's like, yeah, that's it. And I love minestrone soup, y'all. I love it. Yes, that's a good soup. So I'm like, leave Mary alone. She just got her one and only in rehab. She's a little disjointed right now. Leave her alone, okay? She needs to. Mary, you should have took that drink and just took it to the bathroom with you. So Brittany asked Meredith again how she's doing. Then she tells the table that Meredith cried and threw up. And it was like she said, I don't know if you want them to know, but then she said it anyway. It's like, really? So Brahman says, yeah, she heard it too through the walls. So Meredith says she did not throw up. And Mary can't hear the word throw up because she's eating her pastrami soup. You know, her soup. And if you know minestrone soup, there's different colors in it, right? And then it's soupy. And then you're talking about throw up. And now Mary is like, now my soup is starting to look like throw up and I don't want to eat it now. And I totally get that. Like, can y'all stop? Like there's certain things you just should not say at a table. And throw up is one of them. So Meredith said, you know, she was upset about the slut shaming and she cried. And I was like, wow, that's how low we going? Meredith, you could have been transparent in this moment, just like Bronwyn. This is a safe space, Meredith. It was okay. You could tell us that you're pregnant. That was the best time right there to just say, you guys know what? I took a pregnancy test and it's positive. And I haven't had sex with Seth. And I don't know which guy it is. Make me sick. So in Whitney's confessional, she says Meredith and Angie made up the night before, so she don't feel like, you know, why is Meredith advocating for all the sluts of America now? I'm liking Whitney this season. I'm liking her. So Angie asked Meredith, are we cool? Like, cause you know, yesterday we was cool. So Meredith's like, you know, I just want to move on, and you know, because I want you to come to my baby shower and bring me a gift. And please don't bring us shampoo and conditioner anymore because my daughter is gonna have a keratin treatment also. Okay. Lisa feels like Meredith should say how she feels, honey. Angie tells her to stuff it. Shut your mouth. Lisa tells her I don't like the way you're talking to me. What are you going to do? Maybe I should lunge at you like you did me. I was trying to help you. Stop getting in the middle of things, Lisa. Do you feel like a badass right now? What? How come when people talk to you, you think they have a problem with you or you think they are a badass? Like, are you the boss and no one can address you? Here goes Meredith. She's telling you to make peace with me and for me to make peace with you. Shut up, Meredith. Lisa says Angie's problem is that she's not agreeing with her. Then you start things, and when people react, it's a problem. When you started it all, Whitney tells her, when it's your feelings, you want us to care. And if it's our feelings, you don't care about us, Lisa. Nobody gives a F about my feelings, especially you. I actually do, Lisa. Then it's the back and forth, and back and forth between Lisa and Whitney. Now, remind you, it was just Angie and Lisa. Now it's Whitney and Lisa. You're a dictator. What? She is a dictator. Lisa says, I protect my effing self. You did some stuff to me, you lying B-I-T beep. She called Whitney a lying bee. Whitney's like, oh, wow. You throwing out the big dogs now. And again, somebody's cussing somebody out and no one's saying anything. But they're arguing. So I kind of get that. You are, and everyone should stay out of it. Browen asks, why do I get told what to do all the time by Lisa Barlow? And Lisa says, I'll deal with you next, Bronwyn. She's like, what? Well, it's always a constant nitpick with you, Bronwyn. I'm trying to have a conversation with you, Lisa. We're friends, and it's always an issue, and I'm exhausted. Lisa, you're exhausting. Well, it's the same issue that never gets resolved. This is Bronwyn telling this to Lisa. I'm just sick of all of this. I've been a good friend to you, Bronwyn. I'm telling you about my marriage. And no, I've been a good friend to you, Bronwyn. Then Bronwyn says, I'm telling you about my marriage. And you haven't said nothing. Not, I'm sorry. I hear you. I did. Lisa, you stood up for Todd, not for me. Woo. And that proves that you don't give a F or you don't believe me. Angie said Bronwyn shared more about her life than you, Lisa. Lisa's like, what? I talk to you all the time. I talk about God, my kids, my sons, my boys, my children, right? Like, you're running out of things to talk about. And that right there tells you how surface level Lisa is. She ain't got nothing to say. All she said was God and my sons. She don't have a life. Isn't there more that you can talk about? I don't know. Shopping, vodka, nor is it tequila? Tequila? I don't know. Angie tells Lisa she's guarded. And now Lisa is upset. She can't believe Angie is saying this and she starts to cry. And everybody just sitting there. She feels Angie was never her friend. Mary asks Lisa, why are you crying? And Lisa don't want it with Mary. She's like, it doesn't matter. She cut that off real quick because she is not going to go deep down in the rabbit hole with Mary M. Cosby. She's like, it does not matter. And she gets up, she leaves. I'm going home. And I said, wow, she's taking a page out of Shannon's book. Now, once again, when Shannon was saying that in London, Okay, Lisa, are you going back to your room, Villa 1 as the home, or are you about to go pack and you're going to travel back to Salt Lake City on a first class trip? But of course, she's talking about going back to the villa. So here go Mary. Where's the dessert? And that was the end of the episode. Where's the dessert? Mary can handle all this drama, and she want to eat too. Mary don't play. I think Mary's one of those people who don't eat when she's at home. So when she goes out, she is ready to she wants everything. She wants it all. Breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, dessert, 12 o'clock midnight snack. She wants it all, honey. Well, besties, that was the end of the episode. Was it no, it's not a to be continued, but baby, the reviews for next week are just a mess. Meredith is they on the bus fighting. She fussing at either Brittany or Whitney. They're arguing, and somebody picks up their phone to record. And I think it's Whitney because I don't think Brittany is that smart or that quick. And clearly, if Whitney is recording, it's because she has a reason why she's going to do something. She wants to prove something. She wants to show you when she wants some proof for something. And so, once again, Meredith is asking her to leave. Meredith is like, you can leave. Excuse me. You can leave. Meredith, would you stop before you lose that baby? All right, besties. I'll see y'all in the next video. What is it going to be? Love during lockup or bail collected? But I'll see y'all soon. Bye, besties.